Right, and you have to frost it. So
that makes sense.
I like the wild speakers. All right.
Yeah, the Garrets seem really good here. Now, one thing we have in Gerry's deck that's pretty interesting is he has a Day of Judgment in his Esper Cobblade deck, which is something that most people stop playing. That's
because
gonna be a really nice Miser's one-of when he draws it when people are really like not playing around it.
And that was why he wanted in the deck, was to have an out when you needed something.
Yeah, I mean it's a get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
For that type of deck.
So
Inquisition is a card that's been proven to be very strong in this format.
Yeah, it's just so good because everyone is playing these proactive decks that need their early spells to that define the deck how it runs. So you take a Lotus Corp, you take an Expedition or a Stoneforge Mystic, and
or even like a Tunnel Magnet, so you can get your sword plays online, things like that.
Is Tunnel Magnet getting played much?
Yeah, Tunnel Magnet has been in almost all the decks that are at the XO bracket.
Really?
People, the Callblade decks even have Tunnel Magnets.
Huh? I
stopped one or two copies.
I stopped playing that in Limited.
You're crazy.
All right, so we have Preordain, and I think Gerry went one top, one bottom.
I believe so.
All right, we'll focus in on the match.
That's a good idea. And we have Adam here. Adam leads off with an island. Pass turn back, Gerry.
And I'm guessing because these two are good friends, they both know the matchup by now.
Gerry leaving that mana open. It's something you don't really see from that deck. Gerry almost definitely has a mana leak here. He just wanted to make sure you keep a Lotus Cobra off the table.
Yes, Lotus Cobra is one of the vicious cards that lets Rug get out of control against Cobblade. Cobblade likes to control the tempo in the match.
Single file line, please, guys. If you want to sign up for something.
All right, so Explore resolves, and Gerry has 3 coasts. I think he's missing black, because I'm pretty sure he does have a Doomblade or an Inquisition in hand, but no black mana yet. Lotus Cobra from Prosak. That hits the leak. So he did have the leak, but he didn't want to waste it on the Explore. So double fetch, so I think Prosak's coming up with another Explorer or possibly another Lotus Cobra. He's running out of cards though, so I don't know how much he can explode. So what really matters is if Gerry has something to follow up with next turn. All right, yeah, it's just an Explorer. It's probably better in this situation than a Cobra, actually.
Yeah, and one thing that's interesting here with Adam's win condition suite is that Gerry may, if Adam doesn't have double red, not be playing around a card like Inferno Titan, especially if Adam's on no red. So cards like Frost Titan kind of come out of nowhere and be 6 drops that can really do damage.
So he's got Jace, probably Fate Sealing. I mean, since there's a Raging Ravine on the other side and also the chance of an Infernal Titan. I like this play a lot more than looking at your opponent's deck. Especially with Cobblade, because there's a lot of important spells you want to be hitting.
It makes a lot of sense. I've seen him do that a lot, and I've seen you do that a lot. I haven't seen many other people.
Yeah, Fate Sealing yourself. I mean, the only time I want to Fate Seal them is when I really don't want them to be like drawing any spells, and I know what spells they are.
Yeah. Now Adam plays a Jace and kills Gerry's Jace. Gerry plays a Hawk.
So we have yeah, we got the Hawks, and I wonder what Prosak's got in hand. Attacking with a Raging Ravine every turn isn't going to be that great, but Gerry doesn't look like he's doing much besides the Hawks anyway. He's checking the signatures. I wonder who else signed them.
That's a good question. Before we saw, Sperling has his Hawks listed as the cast of Seinfeld.
So going into Worlds, we weren't going to do it, but because it would be worse than actually doing it. But my brother Corey, Kibler, Sperling, and I were going to be the trifecta. We're all going to sign one Hawk and then trade him. I thought it would have been awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like a sick idea.
Yeah, like in top 8. If someone top 8'd, we would have done that.
Gerry just played another Hawk and passed.
All right, so it's
Adam plays a Garrett.
Yes, but I wonder if Gerry's got another black because he did just play a Creeping Tar Pit, and oh, he's just making the Beast. So he's already conceding that that thing's going to die.
I mean, it's not bad in this spot though. Like Gerry has to attack the Garrick now, and like if he's gonna,
and if he doesn't animate and Prosak has a lightning bolt, then it gets to live for another turn, makes another guy.
It's true. It's gonna give Gerry full information of what he needs to do here. I like that play. And the thing is, though, does he have another black mana for that tar pit? Besides,
he might. I don't know. It would have to be in his hand.
Okay.
Yes,
he does.
There's
He has Marsh Flats. Okay.
Ooh, sword. So sword is coming down this turn.
Yeah, and it's getting equipped.
So we did get deprived.
Ooh, so sword won't come down and get equipped.
Huh?
So Adam probably still has a bolt. Is my
well, I wouldn't put him on bolt here. He's going to deprive that anyway. If that was like the last card in his hand, and he might let it resolve if he has any other cheap spells. So yeah, I want to put him on bolt. The one reason why he wouldn't sword and attack with that is because it can't kill the Garrick. Like Garrick's either going to die or Prosak's going to discard a card, and you can't do both anyway. So yeah, I like this, just dropping all of the cards in his hand. And this is where a Frost Titan would be very awkward.
Yes. This is why I'm such a big fan of the Inferno Titan in this deck.
Third Explorer, they're all shiny. Yeah.
And it looks like he's not activating a Ravine.
No, he is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's time to race and see if he can get it done. And I don't remember. I thought I saw Doomblade, but I don't know if Gerry's got that in his hand. But it's a great position he's in. He's got the second sword ready to go next turn.
I mean, it just seems so strong right now. He's attempting to equip.
Yeah, we'll get there. Now he's going to play the first Stoneforge of the game.
Yeah, so he's got to get a swamp here and a sort of Feast and Famine.
Yeah. Blue-white decks should not have that ability.
Yeah.
Like, at all. They get a what? They get to untap all their lands? I want a day where I'm playing with some instants, so when I attack with two swords, I get to do something in between the triggers.
So he has the bolt.
Oh, he does have the bolt.
Yeah, he had the bolt.
Well, he's out of all spells then, right? That was his last card?
He's on no cards now.
And so we're going to need to see a top deck, and a really good one at that.
Yeah, I mean, Rug's a deck that can have good top decks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's off the top. Like, if he hits something that's really good, like, the game swings. Yeah, just another Rage Ravine attack. Gerry's not going to take any damage this time.
Yeah, and now Gerry can start using his sword defensively.
His what?
His sword defensively.
Yes. He can put both in play.
Back warmed up for tomorrow's Legacy Open. This will be an awesome opportunity to do so. Come see me inside the area and we'll get you.
Is that a mana leak?
Yeah.
So what's the downside of yeah, I don't know. Like the only downside is, I mean, he's going to double equip and he gets through for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
no
surprised he attacked with two. I would have just attacked with one, and then kept two guys back and equipped, because then you have like blocker for both things.
Oh, does he have a colonnade? No, he has the creeping tar pit.
Yeah, I don't think. Does it change the clock? The extra attack. The 1 point? No, it doesn't. That's why it doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you just leave two guys back who have pro-green, then...
Yeah.
It just, like, takes all the steam. Adam just really needs to top deck, or his turn is really useless. I hear he's at least going to get in for a few points. And put Gerry at 6, and then he has outs in the form of like drawing multiple lightning bolts in a row and things like that.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean he can block with the tar pit. But yeah, then he's on a 3-turn clock. Or no, it's a 2-turn clock, so he can block with the tar pit if he decides to. It's just what he thinks Prosak's going to rip off the top. So give me the backstory on Adam. I was at home watching some coverage, and I saw he won one of the standards. But
yeah,
other than that, I don't know much about the guy.
So let me get it up here.
All right. Yeah, I think he was playing rug at the time, but I gotta watch his top 8, and he seemed really good. But I don't know much about him other than that. I mean, we all know Gerry.
Yeah, I mean, I watched him do a lot of coverage the day afterward too, and he really impressed me with just his general knowledge of the game and his approach to thinking about all, different formats and whatnot. He seemed to have like a pretty deep understanding of Legacy.
Yeah, I feel
he wasn't playing in the event.
I strongly feel that a lot of these guys that I'm seeing when I'm at home watching this, I'm going to be playing in the next couple of years.
Oh yeah, I mean, like Gerry's like.
Well, yeah, Gerry, but I'm like more like
incredible.
Bertoncini and Adam Prosak and.
So, Adam Prosak won the event in San Jose.
Yeah.
And he also came in 9th in the event in DC.
Okay.
And that was in the Legacy event.
Do you know where he's
playing,
from?
Counterbalance. He's from California, from this area. He's a local player.
Okay.
And you'll see him a lot.
Good.
People talk about him a lot.
Adam Prosak. Does he go to a lot of events?
Oh, he's from Arizona. I'm sorry.
That's really close to California, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I'm really interested in a lot of these grinders, like the Drew Levins and the Bertoncinis, like all these guys that are traveling. Like I know AJ really well, and I would categorize him with that. But like, AJ, Adam is. Oh no, that was the last name I said. We're talking about all of these like
up-and-comers.
The up-and-comers from the Star City Gamers.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in all their stories. Like, they all seem like most of them seem like they're good enough to break through on the Pro Tour once they get there, and like because they've just been going to all these Star City Games events and just doing very well. And I keep seeing the same names. Like,
yeah. Nick Spagnuolo is one of those kids who.
Yes, Nick. Yeah.
Yeah. When he beat me in the finals of the PTQ, afterward I was so upset, and Brad knows. He was the first person I called.
Yeah, it was very sad.
Terrified on the phone, but Nick really outplayed me, and like that's a really hard thing to like accept and like to like be there in the finals of a PDQ, having played well all day, and then to really just have somebody really just crush you.
And you're quote unquote the hardened veteran. He's this new kid.
I'm like the Pro Tour champ.
And all of a sudden he just gives you a left turn and.
Nah, he got me.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I like playing against a young kid that when he impresses me, or when someone I don't expect it to, they make a high level play and you just never thought you'd see it from them. So it's such a good feeling.
Good thing, though.
Yeah, it's great.
It's awesome to see that people are like, minds of the game.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're getting opening hands, and Prosak has to go down.
Looks like Gerry's going down too.
I think this is exactly. I mean, if anyone got to pick a situation, I think Gerry likes each player having less cards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean,
Adam's
cards are very important. He needs these cards and these cards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they all work very well together, but you only want like one of each spell.
Yeah. Adam wants the boom and the boom, and Gerry just needs a card.
Yeah. That's why I
card in a dream.
Yeah.
Like all you need is a card in a dream. One stone for stick, that'll do.
Does Gerry still need more dreams? Honestly. No.
Says Brad Nelson.
So I run good.
Everybody's. I mean, not everybody. I have.
I mean, you're still trying to justify it. Like, your justification
These guys have so much fun. I don't get it. Like, when I'm playing a match, I would be staring him down. Like,
Serious mode.
Yeah, I'd be in serious
Before
mode.
and after the match.
Before and after the match,
go,
I'm
like,
friendly, yeah.
In between games, I'm pretty,
I'm not. I'm soul reading a person.
That's good.
I mean, 61's definitely better.
Trying to put on my, like, intimidating face.
I mean, it works, right?
Yeah, it does. I have been told, though, that somebody was scared that I would actually...
Did
hurt
Adam
them.
stress out? It's kind of...
No.
Let's 6 our cut.
They would have caught it by now.
Yeah.
I know he's got an Explorer because I saw a shiny.
Yeah, looking at the play though, it's like something that's kind of dangerous when you play decks like Valakut and decks like Rug.
Well,
It's just, I mean, you have to do it sometimes.
yeah, it's rough. Like,
know,
I mean,
like,
the thing about this format though is mulligans are so important. They're the most important thing about this game. So the decisions that these guys have made will impact the game more than the decisions they're about to make. They're just so important in this format.
Does Gerry have any counter magic in his hand for the 4-drop that is potentially going to be played on turn 3?
What do we think he did here? I bet he brought the.
Assuming flash freezes come in.
Probably not a ton. I'm assuming Jace into the Royal and Tech Edge have all probably come in. Doomblade has come in. That's about it, I would guess. I mean, maybe Duress, it depends on and how well he knows Adam's list.
Yeah.
Like, it's important to not let your opponent get a Jace.
That is really important. You're right.
Like,
Especially
if
I
they're
throw
good
in the
friends and they
draw,
know each other's
things like
list, and he knows that he doesn't have oracles.
Yep.
Another preordain.
So Adam doesn't have the dreaded 4-drop on turn 3.
No, he does not.
It's a good sign for Gerry. Adam
Another
does,
Explorer.
however, have another Explorer.
Yeah, these are the.
I think that was a Jace.
Yeah,
off
these
the
are
top.
the. Oh, he's got a Jason in?
I think he does. That could be really problematic for Gerry.
Yeah, that would be pretty rough. Oh, I think Jerry's going to at least get to see inside of his hand here.
Okay.
And
And I mean, he gets the best turn probably with perhaps Mana Leak and at least a Stoneforge, dropping of a sword.
that's what it is.
So.
It's Inquisition, so. Got all these big guys.
All this boom.
That's such a good feeling is when your hands full of gas and they whiff on their Inquisition. I love that feeling. I was playtesting Rug yesterday, just playing a couple games, and I got to do that. No lead for
There's
Gerry.
Jace.
We are probably going to game 3.
Yeah, looks like it. Now,
So what's interesting is he.
I think bouncing
Oh,
the
he did,
Stoneforge
did
is,
bounce the
is
Stoneforge. Okay.
definitely
Yeah,
the right
that's
play
the
there,
play. Because now what's Gerry supposed to do? Try to attack the Jace and control the Titans that are starting to come down?
Yeah, it's just a losing war for Gerry at this point because
Yeah.
like he knows he has to pass the turn with counter magic open, and then he's giving Adam turns with a Jason.
Jerry's just like, are you gonna get that 6th land, or are you gonna have like a bunch of spells?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, that's
he
what
can
you
miss a
gotta
land
do.
of 4 cards.
Yeah, I mean that's what you have to do.
And it looks like he missed.
Did he?
Yeah.
It's pretty awkward.
Oh no, is that a Mysterium Forest?
I think I spotted one too.
Yeah. I think it was foil. It was somewhat
Just to
invisible.
be able to see the cards, I think we should just take the mics over there and talk right behind each player. I think that sounds like a much better plan.
All right, so
Does he have an Explorer? Yeah, it's over here.
it's right there. I can see it. It's right there.
Did he hit the land?
So that means Gerry's probably just gonna shuffle of his cards, right? Like,
I mean, Jerry's a fighter.
yeah.
And he does
he's
have
a
the
Doom
Doom
Blade.
Blade, yeah.
Okay.
And then he has to deal with the Avenger and
No one said it was going to be easy.
yeah, and the Jace.
This is just one of those times where you really just have to, think it through.
Yeah. So he's
And I like
willing
this
to
plan
take
for
a
Gerry. Gerry's
ton
like-
of damage.
Jerry is all right. I'm going to eat potentially 11, probably 9.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess. Whoa.
Making sure he didn't bring the condemns in.
Yeah.
Day of Judgment, one time.
Yeah. I mean, a day
One
of judgment off
one
the top
time.
would be pretty good at this point.
Now we got a Tech Edge.
All right. Well, I mean, he has to blade the Titan, the Inferno Titan, or he loses.
And Tech Edge the
Ravine.
Raging Ravine.
Yeah. So his turn's pretty much spelled out for him.
And then go to 3.
Yeah, and then I guess, no, but Adam plays an Avenger next turn anyway,
Oh, I know.
if he does that.
I kind of want
Yeah.
like technical difficulties to come up, and then like 5 minutes later it comes back to like Gerry just crashing and killing him. That'd be great.
So this complete mystery situation.
All right, yeah. So it has to be Edge, and
It's the Edge of the Ravine. And then, Adam might not be able to play the Avenger now. Looks like Adam has
no, he's
another
got a
Jace,
Jace
though.
It's the best thing about Rug is once it starts going, it's so hard to stop.
Yeah, just you play all these cards that are so much better than all of your opponent's cards.
On turns,
Yeah.
in very early turns. Like this is turn 7. All right, one more turn for
Yeah.
Gerry.
And, well, that'll do it. Adam had the counter spell.
Oh, he did? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't see the counter. I was like, kind of confused. Yeah. Like, Tap Gideon still works, right?
Yeah, Adam flashed Mana Leak.
Yeah.
And that was
I
it.
didn't see the counter. I was.
So what do you think Adam brings in here?
So Adam's sideboard is,
Probably some tumble magnets.
I think, 2 Tumble Magnets and Deprive, and he's taking out, like if it was me, I would probably cut
Garrick.
2. No.
Really? You
Like probably two Lightning Bolts and an Avenger or Frost Titan.
draft.
No, he needs all the threats. He doesn't have a ton of threats.
Yeah, that's what I was
On
thinking.
the draw, I could see a Garuk. On the play, I could see taking out more Lightning Bolts.
I guess Garrick on the play, like especially like in combination with cards like Explorer, like cards like Bolt.
Yeah,
or
Lightning
even
Bolt's one of your
Mana Leak,
weakest
like-
cards, and Tumble Magnet's just a better removal spell for it. I don't think he's
Yeah, as
Nature's
long as he has
Claim,
some Lightning Bolts in his deck,
Well,
like
if-
Gerry's going to be forced
if
to like
he
plus
has-
2 his Jason all the
Yeah.
time.
If he has Nature's Claim in his sideboard, isn't he bringing it in? That's the argument. Like, what do you have Nature's Claim in your sideboard for unless you want to bring it in this matchup?
It's a good point.
Yeah. Like, I don't think it's there to kill Conley Heart Expeditions.
And Nature's Claim is interesting. Like, I don't know if that's necessarily what he wants to be doing. I think extra tumble magnets might just be better if he's like, if the thing he's worried about is swords.
I mean, like I said, I've not been playing that much Standard as of late, so I'm not gonna argue with his decision.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with a deck like Rug. It's 2 people can win with a deck like Rug playing it in completely different ways, and with different lists, because the decisions and the process of thinking is just completely different than any other deck I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I can definitely see some decisions being good for some players and some not. Where if he thinks that he needs to kill the swords, that might be correct for him.
But Frost Titan's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if other people are playing Rug, people are
Yeah,
playing
no,
Valakut,
I like Frost Titan against. Well, the thing is, once it would come down to a weird game that you're like locking down a Titan and winning. So I do like that the Frost Titan idea against other Infernal Titans. So I don't know what his thought process is, but that's a great one because it lets your Titan be good as the second Titan on the board. But I'm a big fan of the 4 Infernal Titans.
Yeah, so am I.
Just turn 4, just get it into play, and you can ignore everything else. So just start attacking.
The card
And
just wins the game
And
completely.
it deals
by
so much damage.
And it ends the game very quickly. You know, you don't have to worry about drawing. These are two players that a lot of people were expecting to do well. Like when I talked to people at the beginning of the day, like, oh, who's here? Like Adam Prosak's name got brought up by a lot of people. Jerry's
You
name
thought
got brought
Gerry
up
T was going to do good?
everybody.
I mean, he's
you
been
know,
playing
I
pretty
mean-
bad as of late. Like he only won in top 4 last weekend. He didn't,
You know, I was, a little disappointed. I thought that he was at least going to make the finals for Legacy.
I know, right? Whatever. Some people
Yeah.
just don't want 2 trophies.
Loosey goosey.
Yeah. Can't close them out. Maybe you can only win in the first couple hours of the day. Yeah. Because that's when you
The
play
first
there.
11 of them.
Yeah. Can't do anything at the end.
All right.
All right, so Prosak's
Adam
going
shipping
back.
it. This time Jerry's keeping.
Jerry's happy with a 7. So how many Cobblade mirrors have you guys had?
So far today, none.
None? Such a good matchup.
I like probably.
Yeah,
I'm the
it's-
only person who's a big fan.
Yeah.
And here.
Like where one of them is different.
The
I'm just gonna poke in for a second. I definitely prefer like when one of them is slightly different, where it's like the red. This is Adrian Sullivan popping in for a second. The red versus the pure blue white, or the red versus the black. Like those are interesting to me.
I would watch until I passed out 75 card mirror matches. As long as I knew what 75 they were. I love a 75 card mirror. I love playing them. I love watching them. They're so interesting because, so what you do is you play test with your teammates, and then you get to the Pro Tour. And you didn't really consider the mirror, but now you're in it. And you don't have the tools to beat the exact 75 mirror.
Yeah.
So you have to start thinking outside the box and figuring out things, and it's great. It's
I remember the first
good
time
magic.
you had this talk with me was
Yeah.
at Nationals when you top 8'd with the
that deck was
makeshift mannequin deck, and in the
Yeah.
first round of the top 8, you had to play against a 75 card mirror match.
74.
And 74.
He had the red black filter where I had the Twilight Mire.
Okay. And you and I talked a lot
Yeah.
at that tournament, and you were talking to me about that
I
mirror
was talking
and
with
just
Cole,
how
yeah.
much fun it was, and how every single card in the whole 75
Yeah.
was viable.
Yeah, and you go so deep in the tank, and you have to figure out what they're going to do because the deck turns into 3 different archetypes, like mid-range, aggro, and control. But let's get to the game.
Yeah, let's get into this match
Oh,
right
there's a
here.
Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, we can keep talking.
The Stoneforge Mystic picks up Sword of Feast and Famine for Gerry on turn 2. Gerry's on the play of this game. That's pretty big advantage in this
Yeah,
matchup.
I mean, well, it depends. Like next turn, if Adam has a couple good 4-drops, like he might not be able to get the sword online.
That's true. I mean, ideally, Gerry wants to have counterspell here so that he can pass the turn, threatening to, use his Stoneforge Mystic and
Yeah.
also counter a spell.
And yeah, that's game. He doesn't have, even if he can't rip a Jace to play,
Yeah.
and it's just big spells, and he's only have 4 lands, and the Preordain's is gone, and I think he'll take the Preordain.
I assume he's
I
going to
guess
take
if you take
Preordain.
Explore, then you can't. There's no chance of a Infernal Titan next turn. Because if you take the Explorer, then he can't runner lands.
It's true.
But yeah, the Preordain's the better card.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that Adam needs very specific cards right now, and Preordain's better at finding those specific cards.
Yes.
The other thing is that Preordain costs 1, so Adam could conceivably cast the Preordain and cast other spells simultaneously, easier than it would be to, explore and do the same.
Oh, and he's got the Doomblade even if Infernal Titan hits. And Avenger.
Yeah, and I mean, the Stoneforge Mystic one says the sword is 4 toughness, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it can't die to the 3 damage of the Titan.
Yeah, the Arc Lightning just doesn't get it. Now, Jerry's going to get to untap all of his lands here.
And play Jace.
Very nice. And Adam's going to have to discard one of those massive Titans. He got rid of the Avenger of Zendikar.
Yep. Oh, I thought he had a Jace in hand. Oh, he still does, yeah. Such a fair, balanced card, Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about that card, I'm just like, the design of that was just so perfect. They really, they hit this one out of the park.
Yeah, and
they found that nice balance where it's like, it's good enough, but it's not.
You're gonna have to work really
not...
hard to put it in a deck. I mean,
yeah, you really got to work for
deck.
it.
Yeah, it just goes into specific archetypes.
So Adam had drawn that Jace last turn when he used the Explore, so he was able to use that to.
So, alright. Pen rolling in from the south.
I wanted to get in there.
Yeah.
So the Stoneforge Mystic doing it looked like so much fun.
Put the sword on me.
Why didn't you find me?
We were joking around a little bit because it looks very over right now.
Yeah. Lotus Cobra comes down from Adam, and I mean, Lotus Cobra could let Adam play some pretty big haymakers.
No, because you need the lands and the spells. Like, he's out of cards now.
Yeah, I guess
And it can't even, like, block a sword or anything. And two Cobras. Now that can get out of control.
Yeah, the Cobras can't even block at this point.
Darker
The
Mystery
Program
Champion?
just puts it down.
Yes, this is round 6.
So Patrick Shaven just stopping by, telling us that he is 5-1 after 6 rounds of play. He is playing the same deck as Gerry. That'll put both him and Gerry at 5-1. I don't want to speak too soon and say that Gerry won this game, but it looks about as over gets to me.
Yeah.
Because even if Adam plays the Inferno Titan now, it's not even close to good enough. Gerry has the Doomblade in hand.
He has the Doomblade in hand. He has the Sun Titan, the 8/8 Sun Titan.
Ladies and gentlemen, if
Ooh.
Standard
Oh, he's just waving both the cards in his hand.
And you want to get a little practice in.
I mean, he can't even play a Titan anyway. Yeah, it's just over.
Yeah,
This is
and
your
that's
last
it.
chance to register.
All right, well, that's the
So-
match. I'm going to let Adrian get back in the booth, but I'll be back later.
All right.
You won't
for
see me
being
much
by,
during
Brad.
Legacy, though, because I don't like those cards.
Okay.
I'll come over and talk to you in between.
Sounds good. Wonderful seeing you as always.
Yeah.
I love you forever.
Have fun.
Will do.
No hugs.
Watch out. So sad.
Yes.
Just looks like it.